episode and it's like, you guys don't even know me. Like, lock that door and throw away the key.
Daydreaming, wanna go with you like horizon. With you tonight is on an island. Yeah. It's about time we're making.
Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Amanda Kate and it is a Vlogmas day 8. I can't believe it's been over a week. I know I say this in every video, but it is really flying by. So today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I love to reflect on the year past when it comes to like New Year's and stuff, and I know we're not quite there yet, but I did want to kind of reflect on my 2021 and prepare myself for 2022. So crazy to say, like in my mind I feel like we're still in like 2013 or something. 2022 just doesn't sound right, but I guess we're there. So I wanted to just kind of sit down with you guys and I wrote down a list of 21 things I learned in 2021, and I see people doing like 20 things I learned in my 20s or different types of videos like that. So I thought this would be a kind of cool spin on it since we are kind of ending the year soon. So before we get into 2022, I don't know, I just wanted to sit down and reflect on 2021. So I'm gonna read them off my iPad, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. Before we get started, I just want to say a huge thank you so much for all the support you guys are giving me. I am doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway to thank you guys, so let me know in the comment section what you would like, and let's get there. I think I'm at 1,450 something at the time of filming this, so that is really cool. As soon as we get to 2,000, I will reward you guys with a little thank you. To happen, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. So let's get into the video. So these are not in any particular order. I just kind of wrote them down as they came into my head, and I'll briefly like explain each one and what I mean, because some of these are very like stereotypical slogans. I call them like bumper sticker slogans. So they're very cheesy. They are like something that your parents would probably tell you. So I just want to explain them a little bit. I won't go into too many details or too many personal details, but I will definitely explain like what I mean for this and hope that you guys can understand it better than just like a slogan. So the first one I wrote down is not everyone is your friend, and I definitely learned that in 2021. I did go through some challenging things. So in June, my grandma did pass away and she was my best friend. I did do a video on that. So if you guys are interested, if you want a good cry, definitely check that out. It was the hardest thing by far that I've ever had to go through, and of course I'm still going through it. I'm still grieving, and this Christmas will be the first Christmas without her. So that is definitely something that made me realize who my true friends were, because when you go through a really challenging experience, like a traumatic event, you see who's there for you and who's not there for you. So the people that stood by my side and were here, and you know, I had just started dating my boyfriend at the time. We were like a few months into our relationship, and he kind of like moved in for a few days, took care of my dog while I was at the hospital. He brought us food at the hospital. Like, he was really there. So I found his true colors, and I also found my true friends, and I saw kind of people's like real colors, if you want, by going through this experience. As unfortunate as I had to go through that to figure different things out, it was definitely a blessing in the end. So that was my number one. My number two was stay consistent. So this definitely goes for my YouTube channel. So I was not very consistent on it. It was kind of like, well, it still is a hobby, but I just kind of like made videos when I wanted to, but having a consistent schedule definitely helped increase my subscriber base, and definitely it just gave me something else to do. Sometimes I would just be like, I don't feel like doing anything today, you know, I'm just having like a stay-at-home day and I'm relaxing and I'm in my pajamas. But then I was like, why don't I film? Like, it'll be fun. And it was fun for me, and it's fun to post and see you guys respond to them. So it's definitely something that I've learned to stay consistent, especially during Vlogmas. This Vlogmas is like, it's one video a day, and that is a lot of consistency. So I hope you guys are enjoying all the effort I'm putting into this. So that was my second one. So number 3 is what you do today will highly impact you 6 months from now. And that is so true, whether that be exercise or eating healthy. You'll see the fruits of your labor in about 6 months. Sometimes obviously you see it sooner, sometimes you see it later than that, but everything that, like, if I don't feel like doing something in the moment, I always think, what is like my body or my mind gonna thank me for in 6 months? Like, will this affect it? And if the answer is yes, I usually do it. The fourth one I wrote is, every time you have something figured out, you will go through something that changes everything. And that is so true, whether that be like career-wise or friendship-wise or even relationship-wise. If I'm going through something and I'm like, okay, this is the solution, or this, you know, I figured this out, I figured the problem out, something happens and it just changes everything. And it's like, oh, I don't know anything anymore. Like, what? Like, I thought I had it, but I don't. So that is just like a really good reminder to myself that you don't have everything figured out. And this is so true. When I was a teenager, I thought I had everything figured out and I was like the smartest kid on the block. And then situations kept happening and I was like, oh, okay, maybe my mom is right, or maybe I don't have this figured out. So it's a really good reminder. Number 5, this is like super important. Don't put yourself down. Every situation is temporary. So whether that be feelings or just like really anything will pass. Like, this too shall pass. Every situation is temporary. So whatever you're going through in the moment, as tough as it is, it's temporary, it will pass. So don't give up, don't put yourself down, don't, you know, let whatever person say affect you. It will pass. Number 6 is, say I love you every chance you get. So my grandma passing away was a really, really good example of kind of putting my life into perspective and realizing that every moment could be the last moment. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna see anybody, and it doesn't necessarily mean like every, you know, it could be like an old person, or it could be a young person too. Like, freak accidents happen, and I've had friends pass away at a very young age, you know, through different situations that happen, and some of them were people that I had just seen, and it was like, oh my gosh, that was the last time I saw them. If I could go back, I would say this or that to them, because I didn't know it was the last time I was going to see them. So I kind of treat every time I say bye to someone as the last time I see them. I always say I love you, I always say drive safe, and I always say text me when you're home. Those are like my 3 things that I always do. Even if I'm mad at someone, I still say I love you, especially to my parents, because I realize how precious every moment is. And having like this really traumatic thing happen to me make me realize, like, that last time I saw my grandma, I didn't know it was going to be the last time I saw her. So I just keep that in mind every time I'm talking to anybody. Number 7 is, invest in yourself. It's the best time and money you can spend. Whether that be a gym membership or eating healthier or working out, any time and energy and money really that you spend into making yourself a better person, that is like the best thing you can do for yourself, because you're like getting better. That's definitely something that I keep in mind if I'm thinking like, will this benefit me mentally or physically or spiritually or emotionally? And if the answer is yes, it's usually a really good investment. Number 8 is, you do have good ideas. And that is something that I have to keep in mind, especially when I'm doing videos, because sometimes I'm thinking like, I don't know if I would want to watch that type of video, so like it would be boring, or, you know, I don't think it's like a funny video. Whenever I have those doubts and I still go through with posting the video, sometimes those are my best videos. Those are my most watched videos, and I get the best feedback on those videos. So I always kind of doubt myself, but if I go through with it or go through with my first idea, usually it's the best idea. Number 9, which I've really found out through YouTube, is there are people out there who truly want to see you succeed, even strangers. That is so true, and I say this in like almost all my videos, but I'm so grateful to have this platform to talk to people who support me and who have never even met me. Like, some of you guys are in different countries. Like, you don't owe me anything, and you still watch my videos and support me and check up on me. It just means so much to me. And I get messages on like Instagram, and it's like, hey girl, like you said to, you know, say hi in your videos. So like, hey, I'm just checking in, and how did this turn out? And it's like, you guys don't even know me. It's just really cool. it just warms my heart so much. So there are people out there that have the same interests as you, that want to see you succeed, and those are the people that you need to surround yourself with, whether that be virtually or in person. There truly are people out there who want to see you succeed, and sometimes the people who want to see you succeed the least are in your friend group. Figure out who those people are. And number 10 is spend more time with those you love. And that is so true. It goes hand in hand with saying I love you and just enjoying every moment, because I definitely regretted spending time with people or spending my energy on people that didn't matter in the end than those who were really there for me, especially my family. I missed out on so many family things because I was, out doing whatever I wanted to do in the moment, and if I could go back and change those times, I definitely would. Number 11 is don't stress over things you can't change. So this one I've definitely heard before, and it was like, okay, but it's still stressful. Like, this is still affecting me. It's still bothering me. Like, of course I'm gonna think about it. Like, don't tell me not to think about it. But if you can't change it, I think this is more about accepting it and spending time thinking about it. And if it's bothering you, let it bother you for a few minutes or, however long. And then you have to move past it, because if you're stuck on it, there's nothing you can do to change it. So it's taking up space and time and energy in your brain, and it's hurting you emotionally, but you can't do anything about it. So why, think about it and then let it go. So accept that there's nothing to do about it. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, is to accept that you're powerless over a situation and accepting that you literally can't do anything to change it. So as much as you put time and effort and energy into it, you literally can't move on from it. So you're in a vicious cycle almost. So accept it and move past it. Number 12, I wrote, you will continue to grow into what you are meant to be. And that goes in my latest video of my goals and manifestations for December 2021. I wrote that one of my goals was to find a bigger purpose. And this really goes hand in hand, because sometimes I'm thinking, I don't know why I'm here, what am I doing, especially on YouTube, if my channel isn't growing, or sometimes in jobs I've had, it's I feel like I don't belong here, or in different friend groups. So it's what, why am I here? So that definitely has crossed my mind, and this is just a reminder that what's meant to happen will happen. You're gonna become what you're meant to become, and everything that you're going through are experiences to actually get you to where you're meant to be. So that's just how I see the world. So this is just a reminder of that. Number 13, don't take anything for granted. So this one is so true with my family relationships, especially. All that love and support that you get from someone, don't take it for granted, because when it's gone, you will definitely miss it. Number 14 is to put yourself first. So it's not selfish to put yourself first. And I still do this, but I put a lot of people, or most people, and most people's needs and most people's wants before my own. So if I think of putting myself first, I always think oh, that sounds selfish, I have to do these things for these people, or they're gonna like it if I do these things. But if you're not fully yourself, you can't help someone else. So I learned this in my social work degree. If I have not fully healed from different things, especially someone who is going through those same things, so to put myself first is to accomplish everything that I need to accomplish in order to help someone else. So it's actually, if you think about it, it's not selfish at all. You're doing it to be able to help other people. You can also just put yourself first and enjoy your life and not really care about other people, which is fine, do you. But if you're always putting someone first and you're not caring about your needs, then you can't fully meet their needs. So do it in a non-selfish way. So put yourself first, work on yourself, and then you can be the best version of yourself for whoever you want to put first. Number 15, I wrote, adversity creates opportunity. And that's a little saying that I've heard, and I never really understood it until this year. So everything that I am kind of put against, every obstacle that I meet, creates a new opportunity. Some of these opportunities are an exact result of the adversity that I was having. So it's kind of haters are my biggest motivators, kind of similar to that. So whatever your obstacle you're faced against, turn it into a positive and create an opportunity out of that. Number 17, I wrote, what's meant to happen will happen. So I did mention that earlier, but I really believe that what's meant to be will be. So whether that be for jobs or relationships or friendships, whatever is meant for you, it'll come back to you. Number 18, I'm still working on this one, become a better listener. So this I tend to like cut people off when they're talking because I feel like I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say, or I have something to add, or I just don't fully take in what they're saying because I'm thinking of what I want to say next. And this is not coming from a place that like I think what I have to say is more important. I just have all these things in my head and I feel like I have to get them out. But if I sit there and listen, I will probably hear the answer to my question. Number 19, always, always, always follow your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is always right. Our gut instinct comes from a survival mode, helps us get out of really dangerous situations. And this is coming from like when we were caveman and we had to like hunt and stuff. If there was like a big animal coming, like a mammoth coming at us, we had to have like a gut instinct, fight or flight. So the gut instinct is definitely helpful, especially in dangerous situations or if in a toxic situation. If you think that there's something off, definitely investigate. Maybe not cut it off right away because it could be like some past trauma that you feel is a gut instinct, which happens to me often. So to actually sit there and investigate, is this trauma? Is this a gut feeling? Like what is going on? And if you do investigate it a little bit and you find out that your red flags are right, follow it, girl. Number 20 is eliminate negativity. So if something doesn't make you happy, leave it in 2021. Do not move with it in 2022 and leave it in the past, like for good. Like lock that door and throw away the key. And the last one, number 21, protect your energy. This is something that I've definitely learned in the last year. Actually, in like my whole life, if you give all your energy to other people, you're not gonna have any left for you, and you're important. So treat yourself like you would treat someone else, especially someone that you really, really love. Pretend that you're like your own boyfriend or something and treat yourself as you would treat him. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me in my 21 things I learned in 2021. Let me know in the comment section, what are some things that you learned in the last year, especially with the whole pandemic. It has been a wild year. I would love to hear some of your experiences. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing to my channel. As I mentioned earlier, I do have all of my socials linked down below as well. My Instagram is @brunetteprincesse, and if you want to save money or make money while shopping, check out my discount codes in my description. And as always, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye guys!